Peace, peace, peace. Hey, is mushrooms part of your apothecary? Why or why not? You know, I'm Sincere Seven. I'm representing Psychonaut Academy of Detroit and also the House of Genesis. And that's what I want to talk about, as we call it in a little cushion coffee. I'm sipping on a little cacao though, for real, for real. I ain't even drinking no coffee. Uh I'm a star, you know what I'm saying? I'm drinking cacao. Yeah, I mean, and I ain't gonna lie, it's not just cacao. I got about 600 milligrams of mushroom powder in there. So it's like I sip slow and it come on slow. You feel me? So it's not actually a cushion. It's cushion coffee time, but no coffee for me. I'm sipping on that cacao. When I tell y'all the heart opening aspects of this cacao, a little bit of vanilla. Vanilla goes so good with the chocolate. And then you know me, I put that cinnamon and ginger on everything. Y'all know I be putting that shit on everything. And it's ooh, that content, that heart opening and the microdose be having my mind expanding. And oh, I be lit, y'all. Then I be ready to come on here, flame want to talk to y'all, right? And that's what we talking about today is why or why are not mushrooms part of your apothecary? Like, listen, I had called up a friend. We was just kicking it. Yo, what's popping with you, girl? Oh man, I'm chilling. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? I'm some hype shit talking, and we just kicking it. And I say, hell yeah, I'm on one right now. I'm on these microdoses. And she say, damn, that's what I need to do. I ain't microdosing in a minute. And I was like, why not? Take some. And she was like, I ain't got none. And I was like, shit, just make some. And I was about to like, wait a minute. I said, you know what? I don't know why. I'm just thinking everybody just has mushrooms in their house, like access, like on the shelf. Like you got chamomile. How many of y'all, if you got chamomile in your house right now, I want you to type in one. If you have chamomile in your house, chamomile tea in any form right now, type in one. And this is just on some like off the strength of whoever, but like think about how many people that, you know what I'm saying, deal with the teas, deal with the loose herbs, right? And like you see you dealing with something and they telling you, oh yeah, you need some some mullein. Hold on, let me go in the cabinet and grab some mullein now. I can do that right now. We over here talking, my lungs and ooh. Like, yo, you smoking? Like, yo, put some mullein in the blunt, in the joint, smoke the mullein with the weed and drink the mullein tea. And if you can't really just stop smoking anything, right? But I have access to mullein, right? I have access to these different herbs, right? And so I'm aware of a lot of people who are herbalists and they have access to the herbs and to these different healing things, but they don't have mushrooms as part of their apothecary. Like where all their herbs is, and they can pull it out and open it up and get you a little something together. Do they have mushrooms in there? And that's what I want to talk about today, because that was where the conversation went with her. It was like, cause she was like, oh, Seven, everybody ain't, you know what I'm saying, a shaman and a medicine man. They got mushrooms and ayahuasca and cactuses and all of this shit just in they. And I'm like, no, right, that's given, but we not gonna act like I'm the only motherfucker out here doing mushrooms. Like, this is something that's now, I was under the impression that this is something that is now a part of a lot of people in our community's lifestyle. This is part of their spiritual hygiene, as well as a part of their nervous system. Um, um, uh, when you fine tuning something, some of us will find ourselves starting to get anxious or starting to get whatever. That's where it's like, all right, let me microdose. So it's like people have aspirin in their cabinet in case somebody get a headache. They got aspirin. Well, I got microdoses in case somebody is not feeling focused. We got scholar seeds here. Take these. And that's what I'm saying is people will hear about these things, right? And they'll reach out to us and they'll purchase them and they'll use them and they'll talk about how great they were and how they was able to tap in and how they was able to be focused and how they was able to do all of this. However, it seems that these things are more used as a in case of emergency, as opposed to, for me, if I had a headache and then I take an Advil and my headache go away, I'm gonna make sure I keep some of them in the cabinet if I be getting headaches. So if I get anxious or I get, you know what I'm saying, stressed out or angry or all of this, and I use those microdoses to keep me level, or I study a lot and I be needing that energy and that focus and that clarity. So I need those scholar seeds. Or I get up in the morning and I have me a warm cup of something, and the coffee might be too much caffeine, right? And the tea just might not be as what, boom. Me personally, I have 2, 3, 4 cups of cacao every week. I ordered mine by the kilos. I got about 4 of these. And then I got the nibs and backup just in case, right? And that's kind of, so I don't know, but I will say this. Okay, I will say this. In everybody's defense, I was told that it is part of my human design to be a storage house for things needed, right? So it's like, I guess I'll be thinking like that, like, why don't y'all? It's kind of like when the people who do the coupon clipping and then they'll go to the store and then they'll get 500 rolls of toilet paper for $2. And then they be like, I don't know why y'all not doing this. And I'm sitting there going, because I don't have nowhere to put 500 motherfucking rolls of toilet paper. We don't wipe our ass that much. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, so it's like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But if you do have an apothecary, and if you don't, Go Green Installations can install you one. Listen, we specialize in the hidden interests. So like a Murphy's door. So it looks like a bookshelf, or it looks like, you know, a mirror or whatever. And when you push this button or you pull this lever or you do whatever you want to do to make the secret reveal, then it opens up. And inside of there is all of your magic herbs, all of your healing, all of your, Go Green Installations. Had to throw the commercial out there. If you need to, and we also install grow rooms. That's what we specialize in. Go Green Installations. Get your shit installed today. All right. So anyway, you open up your apothecary and there you got all your herbs, right? Why wouldn't you have the mushrooms in there as a part of it? So first of all, if you have an apothecary, if you're dealing with the herbs, then you're dealing with the earth. You're dealing with, you know what I'm saying, the terrestrial elements. You're dealing with the magic, the healing, this and that. Why exclude the magic mushrooms? Not just the magic mushrooms, but the healing mushrooms. When you look at my apothecary, there are changa is in there, turkey tail is in there, reishi is in there, both types of cordyceps are in there, lion's mane is in there. Why would I leave out psilocybin mushrooms? Right? Why do you, if you have an apothecary, not have psilocybin mushrooms in there? You got chamomile, rose hips, my cat's claw. Oh, this is psilocybin. Yeah, okay. I'm just wondering. Inquiring minds want to know. I know it's not because I'm a medicine man and a shaman. At least I like to think that that's not why, because I'm aware of so many people who utilize the mushrooms in so many different ways, whether it be taking the 7-gram journeys for deep spiritual connections and revelations and healing, whether it be doing the 3.5s and under for mirror magic and shadow works, whether it be using the microdoses for that nervous system regulation, for tapping in to the higher realms, that creativity and that just balance of our emotional and mental states throughout the days. It's so many different uses. And so if I run in a apothecary and people are coming to me and telling me what they're going through, and I'm like, I got the herb for that. Why would they get to these parts? And I'd be like, I got some ashwagandha. Now, I'm not knocking ashwagandha. It's part of my microdose integration protocol program. The program that people who are not aware of what microdosing is, they'll start out there and they'll get 2 of 7 different alchemies to walk through 2 weeks to figure out which one of them made them feel where they need to be, or what we call the sweet spot. So then they can order in confidence. People are, oh, you want some microdose? How many you want to order? I ain't never had them. I might get 300s and them motherfuckers way too strong. I might order the 100s and them shits wasn't nothing. So let me go through a program where I get to try a little bit of everything, and I get to map it out in my mind, back, body mapping book for 2 weeks. So then at the end of that, I could be like, yo, those ones right there. Yo, those limitless pills, those was the ones. So let me get a month of those. And I also like the Scholar Seed. Let me get a week of them and just, 2 weeks of the microdose, just so 300 milligram to 200 wasn't doing. I ain't feel nothing off the 100. So yeah, boom. That's how you want to order. You already know what you're getting with. So that's the microdose integration protocol program. Another little plug or commercial. But so I have these things available because also when some people come to me and be like, oh, I need an ayahuasca trip. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's have a conversation. You trying to give me money and sign up for, this major ceremony. Let's have a conversation. Go through the conversation. They don't need ayahuasca. They just went through a divorce. They was married for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? They need a conversation and they need a new sight, a vision of going forward in life. Like ayahuasca's journey might be cool, but for what? You're dealing with a lot of emotional separation right now, which needs to be rebuilt. You need to rebuild your foundation within itself. So if you want to do that just on some, okay, let's do it. But do I think that it's needed? Nah. Now, if you say I'm going to take it anyway, but what I told him was, nah, take these microdoses and just give yourself a 2-week journey of focused things that you need to do to get back to yourself, and have somebody that you actually talk to. If you can't talk to them, call me to talk to me. He never came back for the ayahuasca. That was enough, because that wasn't, you get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about, like, because you could be a one-stop shop for one thing. Like a person can come, okay, you got that. That's cool. If you known for that and that's what they coming to you for, that's cool. I was just saying, if we have an apothecary and we have endless amounts of different plant medicines, all of these different herbs, why not have some mushrooms in there? Why not have psychedelic mushrooms, the healing mushrooms? You know what I'm saying? The mushrooms for focus and clarity, the mushrooms to help to regenerate the brain, the mushrooms for, healing of the body. That's all I'm saying is, like, what makes a person have those as part of their apothecary or not. That's all. What y'all think? You know what I'm saying? I need to figure out, because what I've been noticing is when I be doing these videos and I be looking and I be like, okay, nobody commenting, and then I go on my page later on and I be seeing that there was people. Matter of fact, hold on, let me go on my page to see if anybody's making any comments that I need to, you know what I'm saying, to respond to. Okay, here we go. So G7 said everything is not for everybody. The fungus is an organic technology. Take it and it takes you. G7, I respect that and I see where you're coming from, but everything is not for everybody. Okay, I agree with that. The fungus is an organic technology. Take it and it takes you. And I agree with that. So, matter of fact, never mind. Salute. I ain't know. Soletta, peace. Shavonda, I got to get in the cacao. Never had it. I know it's cozy. Oh, man, the cacao is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Oh, we're going to be having the cacao ceremony next week. So I was saying that some people want to try it first. They're like, nah, you be putting all this post up. I don't want to buy it. I don't know how to make it. I don't want to. So we're going to have a ceremony. I'm going to prepare it with everybody. We're going to do it together. We're going to take it from pods all the way to drink. It's going to be very interesting, very entertaining. We're going to drink cacao, introduce you to how to make it, all of that. So then you'll know what you're getting into. So look out for that. I'm going to be advertising that. Cacao ceremonies coming next week. So shout out to you, Shavonda. Zane, I definitely think mushrooms should be in your cabinet with the herbs. Thank you. Should be growing your own. Yes. Headache, skullcap, happiness, lemongrass, ashwagandha, existential life crisis, mushrooms. Laughing, but for real though. Yo, shout out to you. Peace. Shout Shavonda said, definitely got a little mushroom too. No doubt, no doubt. See what I'm saying, y'all? Yeah, man. It's real. Like these like those of us who rock with them, who use them, like we know, like that they are an intricate part of. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all. Almost missed y'all comments. I don't know why they don't be coming up on here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Me being, a plant and fungi specialist as well, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing we were talking about is just me not speaking on the mushroom a whole lot anymore, and how she was saying I didn't even think to call you because shit, I just didn't think of it. And I said I can understand that because I've been talking more about the animal medicines, the snake venom, scorpio venom, the cambo, the bufo, right? The reason for that was in 2020, this entheogenic explosion that came about, a lot of people started growing mushrooms and using mushrooms and selling mushrooms and teaching about mushrooms. And I had no issue with that. I was like, yo, shout out. It's a lot of like I come like back in the day it was me and Baba Kalinde. I'm not aware of nobody else who was doing it outside of me and Baba Kalinde. We used to get together, sit, talk, go through different things. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people who was like literally dedicated to it, right? So when it happened, it was like, yo, shout out to everybody. And I had another lane that I could focus more in and kind of get out of everybody's way. So I went to studying and teaching the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class, right? And just dealing with a lot of the healing arts. This is where shout out to Pebbles came and had cancer ridden through her body and dealt with the snake venoms and the cambo, and now it's cancer free. We was removing tumors from breasts. We was removing testicular lumps. We was helping people with arthritis, 80% pain reduction, and helping in movement. We were doing so much, so it was like I didn't have to talk about no mushrooms. Okay, everybody out there doing it. You can throw a rock in any direction and hit 5 growers. Cool. That's what we wanted. So now let me go and try to get the sacred healing arts as like I want you to be able to find somebody to give you snake venom or cambo or scorpion venom just as easy as you can find somebody giving you mushrooms. So my focus just switched a little bit to the healing arts. I'm still doing the mushrooms. We still got them. We still get it popping. We still go in and more. Y'all notice the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. Ain't nothing changed. I just didn't feel the need to advertise and talk about it. And what was being said was basically well, there was a lot of people who seen that as an avenue of financial freedom and jumped into it. And now a year or two later are realizing, oh, this ain't that. And I'm like, we could have told you that. Me nor Baba Kalinde ever said, if you get into these mushrooms and start growing mushrooms, you'll never have to work another day in your life. I don't remember neither one of us ever saying that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that. You know what I'm saying? But having that relationship with them, see, that's the part that a lot of people miss out on, is the relationship that you gain. It's not so much as, remember that old talk about, would you take, what was it, $100,000 or dinner with Jay-Z or whatever? I was like, dinner with Jay-Z too. And people was like, that's stupid. And I'm like, yeah, if you say so, but I know that the relationships, see, these same people who would say that that's stupid is the same people who thought that having mushrooms is going to be financial freedom. $100,000 ain't no financial freedom. I know how to make $100,000. Trust and believe that. But the relationships that I have with individuals will take that 100,000 and turn it into 500,000, sometimes a million. Sometimes I ain't even got to take that 100,000. I ain't got to even do that. I just got to show up and be me. And then here come more blessings because of where I was at. I wouldn't have been where I was at had I not had the relationship with the person who brought me there. Relationships to me are more valuable than money and currency. This is why your man's will sneak you for a brick. This is because he don't understand. See, people who value money and finances and currency over relationships, those type of people, I'm a little bit cautious of. I don't want to be around them so much. It don't sit well in my system. I am I am in harm's way around the person who thinks like that. Okay. So with that being said, I find myself comfortable. Nydia, peace. I love you, baby. With people who understand that relationships are more valuable, man. And so I'm saying all that to say that the mushroom is not a financial foundation. The relationship with the mushrooms, the mycelium growing in your house, hearing you talk, hearing how you deal with your children, hearing how you deal with multiple people that you deal with, your loved ones, your mates, you on the phone, how you walk around the house, what you saying, you stomping, you cussing, you happy, you dancing, whatever that mycelium is literally hearing it. I understand that this is an entity, that it is a conscious entity, even more conscious and aware and intelligent than we are ourselves. Foolish fucking mortals we are, right? And so when you have this with you and you have this relationship with these mushrooms and you go in repeatedly and you have this relationships with these interdimensional realms to the point where now you understand it and you can maneuver within it and you can bring things back. Now you can create whatever financial freedoms that you want to create. How y'all think I came up with the first THC infused wines? How you think I ended up in the places I ended up in and ended up in the, because I'm in the interdimensional realms where you create your reality. But you have to gain a relationship. And that comes through the spiritual security clearance that you go through with the mushrooms. Not having them and selling them and thinking that you're going to find a financial freedom. See, y'all feel where I'm coming from with that? You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. I talk back, talk a little shit. Cause I talk that. Let me see. Let me go back out here. Cause I forgot. Y'all on here making comments. You feel me? And I can't see them on here. So I gotta go up in here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Zani said that it's good to grow your own. And I agree. Now, my homegirl I was talking to on the phone the other day, she was like, look, everybody don't want to be no grower, Seven. Everybody ain't trying to be in there trying to put on gloves and make stuff clean. And I ain't got time for all that. I just need to take microdoses when I'm going in on my spiritual shit. I mean, the fruit of the gods, the mushrooms when you're going on the spiritual, and then the microdoses when you're dealing with the. But I ain't got time for all of that. Just send me a pack. Like, fuck that. You feel me? And so I understand that too. And that's where it's coming from. Like, so I don't be saying, oh, you should, you know what I'm saying? It's like really a matter of how you get down. But what she was saying is like, if you a grower, like some people grow their own herbs. Some people grow, so it's like you might as well grow. I was growing my lion's mane and we was eating it. I was taking some of it, turning it into medicine, right? And so me, I'm a grower. I grow weed, I grow mushrooms, I grow fruit, I grow fruits and vegetables. I am a solid foundational supporter of the planet Earth. You understand what I'm saying? I have worm casting. I have a farm of worms for compost. That's why I'm the best organic grower of cannabis in Michigan. I said it and you won't find nobody to dispute that. You feel me? Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm about this life. So when it comes to that, yeah, I'm about that. But I also know that some people like, and they like, listen, just send me 7 grams and motherfucker 2 weeks of microdoses. I understand that too. That's why I do bulk. So some people want to have a bulk amount of microdoses in their cabinet. So for people who need it, and they are those people, but they don't grow them, but they have them on deck. So they peoples can come and be like, yo, I need some, okay, you need some microdoses. Yeah, I got a couple weeks for you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And shit, for me, I would probably be like, of course I got my own, right? But if I had somebody outside of me who was my apothecary, like if y'all got somebody y'all go to, I would probably hope that they got some of them things in there too. Like, yo, you got some of them behind the desk, you know what I'm saying? Type, yeah, I need a couple grams of that too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Date night with me and wifey, you know what I'm saying? We go on to secure our spiritual security clearances together. Woo, shout out to Crown Renz and Tish. They went in on what, 7 grams together, I think, to solidify their spiritual relationship, and then went and got married in the physical. I think that's the only wedding I've ever been to. You know what I'm saying? I think later they did 14 grams each together, some shit. Like, shout out to them because, yo, Baba Kalinde, you know what I'm saying? He taught us a long time ago that him and one of his mates went and created an interdimensional meeting place so that they could meet up. So he's in whatever city and she in whatever city, and they both pop in on 714 whatever grams and go in and meet at this place. And when they're there together. And you know, everything that's happening, they're both aware of, and they can come back the next day and talk about it and all of this. So I'm like, wait, what? So I'm telling my, you know what I'm saying, shorty at the time, like, yo, we need to do this shit. So we both pop off on 7 grams. She takes 7, I take 7. Now, let me just tell y'all, for me personally, I've never been able to be sexually active on 7 grams and plus mushrooms, and that's what I do. So I don't know how y'all do it. I be at work, I be in the interdimensional realms. I don't have full, like I ain't never been able to achieve that ever, right? So boom, we went in on 7 grams. She went in, I go in. We met in this motherfucking cabin. And we went in the cabin and we chilled. We had a good time, talked, just went through the whole shit, right? So the next day we come out of the trip and we talking about it. And sure enough, she's saying we was in the cabin, blah, 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 right? So it was like exciting. I let the shit roll. But I'm like, man, fuck that. Like, I got to investigate this shit, right? So she came back from work that day. I was like, yo, I want to talk to you. Come here, let's sit down. This is off the rip, just no preparation, nothing. She's like, what's going on? I said, I said, hold on. I said, the other week we went in and we met in the cabin in dimensional realms, right? She said, yeah. I said, we never talked about the details. So what I want to do is I want to just recap. I want you to explain. So this is what I'm going to say. Like, I'm outside of the cabin and I'm walking into the cabin. And from that point, I want you to explain everything. I said, hold on, before you go, let me write down what I seen. And I wrote it down. I wrote, it was one level, there were 2 rocking chairs, there was a rug, there was 2 candlesticks on each wall, and there was a fireplace. And I turned it over. I didn't say nothing out loud. I turned it over and I set it in front of her. And I said, all right, now I want you to explain where we were at. And she said, okay, well, when I walk in the cabin and close the door, it's just like one room. There's no stairs or no way to go anywhere, nothing like that. And she said, so, and then there was like a rug. I don't know if it was bear or just like some type of fur or something. And I'm just sitting there like, okay. And she said, and then like we was in there and we was doing a lot of stuff, but mainly we was sitting in these 2 rocking chairs that was in front of this fireplace. And I was like, that was it? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, turn it over. She was like, oh, wait. There was like candlesticks on the wall. I was like, okay, turn the paper over. She turned that shit over and looked at me and was like, what the fuck? I was like, yo, shit's real. This shit is real. You know what I'm saying? So, like, so for the couples out there who haven't tapped into that, if this is your first time hearing it, well, then just know that it's official. And, you know, that wife ended up passing, and he said that when she returned, that he could still go in on a trip and still go and meet her in that place. See what I'm saying? So it was, that meeting was even beyond the realms of terrestrial life, if that makes sense to, if y'all understand what I'm saying. So when she passed on, died, returned to the essence, and he was still alive, he could still go in on a trip and go there, and she could meet him there. So now, of course, the mate that I did this with, she's still living, and hopefully she has a long life, as me as long. Well, and so I haven't tested that, but I'm telling y'all, sure as I'm sitting here right now talking to y'all and y'all watching me on y'all screens, y'all can go into the interdimensional realms with a mate while they on 7 grams in another state, another country, wherever else in the world, and you where you at, and y'all can meet. Now we created the place while we was in the same room when we took the mushrooms, okay? But we met in the interdimensional realms. But she's in a different state now. I'm here. She can go in on 7 grams a night. I go in on 7 grams a night. We gonna meet in that same cabin. That's what I'm telling y'all. Just like that. And you gonna spend time together. You gonna hang out. You gonna talk. You gonna make love. And you can the next day call them and talk about the conversations that y'all had in those realms. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this is the type of issue we talking about. So that's just an example of, some of the things that you could do when you gaining these spiritual security clearances, when you going in with your mates, your peoples, your friends, you know what I'm saying? Because me and that woman, we're best friends. Like, that's not even my mate anymore, but that is still my best friend, so these things are just amazing. So just some of the things, I don't even know what made me bring that up, but what do y'all use the mushrooms for though? You know what I mean? Let me check in and see if we got any comments that I'm not seeing, you know. But yeah, y'all. So if you haven't found your usage for them, I invite you to lean into it. You know what I'm saying? I used to just say like start off like everybody else at 7 grams, but now with a lot more experience, a lot more understanding, a lot more seeing of what other people have achieved and doing like that, I'm open to other things, right? 7 grams. If you're dealing with some deep traumas, some deep healing issues that need to have, I'm still 7 grams. 7, that's surgery. But I do see the people using it for 3.5 grams, doing shadow work, doing mirror magic, you know what I'm saying, dealing with character growth and development. Kareem Shabazz said, "Man, I want to take another trip past 5 Gs." Oh, brethren, I assume, if I'm wrong, excuse me. I assume that's a brother. I invite you to. You know what I'm saying? I invite you to so me being a psychedelic integration coach trained by the Condor approach, I'm very now aware of putting people in shame spaces and saying things, 7 gram with your partner. Yes, Tanisha Boyd. But let me be very clear. I would not advise for people to do 7 grams with their partners if they have not did 7 grams by themselves. Keep in mind, I am from what I guess they're referring to now as the high gram dosage camp. You know what I'm saying? So my first trip was 7 grams. Boom, starting out. And I continued to do 7, 7, 7, 9, 12, 15, right? And so so we work our way up, right? But so anything under 7, I had never did for years and years and years and years. Okay. I was in mushrooms, I think 15 years before I even started microdosing. I did a year of microdosing in 2018, a year straight, because I kept hearing a bunch of shit. And I'm like, these people don't sound like they know what they're talking about. So I'm going to do these motherfuckers for a year so I can see if and most people who talk about microdosing, they don't know what they're talking about. That's another story. But so 7 grams with your partner, most definitely, especially if you're trying to create this interdimensional realm outside of the terrestrial realm that we share. Now, if we're talking about getting intimate with your partner, I've never been able to achieve that. Let me be very clear, not on 70 grams. So I'm talking about 7 grams with your partner to create another meeting space for you all in the interdimensional realms. This is some magic work, or people refer to this in all types of different ways. It's extraterrestrial. This is not something that we're talking about in the physical realm, right? We're actually creating another place, because when you go to the interdimensional realms, it is another place. You are there. People think and keep spreading this shit about you just seeing shit. No, no, no. I've been dealing with this shit almost 20 years, and I went and Bob used to say 20 grams is when shit get real. You want to go to some other dimensions? We dealing with 16 plus. This is where you go dimension, like you're literally landing, you're walking around, you're touching, motherfuckers is hitting you. You like, hold on, which is why the martial arts was so important. I remember meeting one of my Timerian brothers before I started dealing with all of these things. And I was talking about putting my son in the martial arts. He was talking about the training and how they train for tail sweeps and all of that. I was like, wait, tail sweep? Wait, I'm not gonna allow you to just keep going. Like, I didn't just hear that. What the hell is a tail sweep? He said it's when interdimensional, some of them have tails. And so they'll use their tail to swap your foot and trip you. And I'm like, man, what the fuck is you talking? Dinosaur men and shit? Listen, man, you're not training. Get the fuck. And listen, I was very disrespectful. And he could have probably done some very physically altering things to me at that time, but chose not to, right? And I didn't know who I was even the fuck talking to at that time. Let me be very clear. Now, it wouldn't have been no easy motherfucking fight, but he was trained more than me. Years later, once I get into the training and actually understand where he's coming from, what he's talking about, I was like, okay, I got it. And then when I actually touched down in these other dimensions, that's when it became real. And I was like, oh, no. This is very real. I understand literally completely now. So that's just to let y'all know, like, it ain't just, but also ain't just. Like, that's what Doctor Strange is trying to give you all the understanding to. A lot of people are aware of the X-Men, right? The X-Men. This is terrestrial. The people on the planet with these different gifts and these different abilities and these different powers. And we think that shit's cool. And then when somebody brings your attention to you, like, y'all do know that there is things going on that's extraterrestrial, like outside, like, yeah, okay, that's cool. A squid individual tried to attack, you know what I'm saying, the city, and Spider-Man fought him off. Yay, he saved it. Some of the city got fucked up. Hold on. Thanos is out here snapping fingers, and half of universes are disappearing. That is extraterrestrial, right? This is where you're coming off of the planet Earth. These things have nothing to do with the planet Earth and what's going on it. Now you're going outside of those realms and those dimensions into different realms. That's why they call them the magic mushroom. This is the actual traveling tool. This is why Baba Kalinde was known as the explorer and the traveler, because he was going on these dosages that allowed him to go to these dimensions and realms that other people were not able to tap into because they didn't have the gas in the spaceship. You the spaceship, the gas is the mushrooms. How far you want to go? So all this mushroom talk, did I tell y'all we doing a 50% off all mushroom products? You know what I'm saying? So grammage, microdoses, limitless. But the key is that you have to get the code from houseofgenesis.org. It's the mailing list. It's sent out to everybody on the mailing list. So everybody on the mailing list has the code for the 50% off all mushrooms, even bulk orders. So for those y'all who've been talking about getting bulk orders and it's been like, yeah, half off of that right now. Yeah, I know, right? So don't tell nobody I told y'all, but because I ain't want to gossip, but you heard it here first. Do I got any questions about what we talking about? Let me tap back in and see, talk to me. I talk back, talk a little shit, because I talk that. We got any questions about anything we talking about right now? We got any comments? Let me see. She says you want to take another trip. Okay, no doubt. Okay, look like so. Yeah, man. So but that's what we're talking about. That's what's going on. So why would you have mushrooms in your apothecary? Do you have an apothecary? Do you need an apothecary installed? Go Green Installations. We're installing apothecaries. If you want it behind a Murphy door or a hidden entrance, you know what I'm saying? Some real witches lair type shit. Let me know. We custom design them, build them out. It's a beautiful thing. So if you need an apothecary installed, if you need a grow room installed, and I'm talking about a cannabis, medical marijuana grow room. If you need a mycology grow room installed, go Green Installations. We install it all, baby. But we specialize in adult fun. These different rooms, an escape room, sex dungeons, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You want it ducked off, hidden off. You want to turn a space that you have, you're not doing nothing to, into something secret. You know what I'm saying? Put a massage table back there, whatever it might be. Go Green Installations with the people, yo. But other than that, man, yeah, I just wanted to come on and kick it about the apothecaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's in it? Like, why do you have the mushrooms, or why don't you got them in there? You know what I'm saying? Anybody got any questions, comments, concerns? She said 7 grams with your partner. Hell yeah, with your partner. Yes, most definitely with your partner. I mean, shit, who else would if not, right? Okay, hold on. Let me see. Any other questions going on? Questions, comments, concerns. Tanisha Boy. Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, spiritual security clearance is also though, yo, like, you know, for me, that's why I'm an independent contractor. Like a lot of people ask me, you EFI or you know what I'm saying, you got the Rishas or you know what I'm saying, you deal with this, that, you know, I'm respectful of all of them, you know, because I understand what we dealing with, but I'm an independent contractor, right? I just do my works in the spiritual realms. And so my spirit part of my spiritual hygiene is the mushrooms. So I'll go in on 7 grams, go in on 9, go in. Like everything that needs to be revealed to me is revealed there. I have security clearances there. I've been going in on mushrooms for what, almost 20 years now in high gram dosages over and over. So it's like a lot of times what people don't understand is like these first few times that you going in, your brain is going, wait, what the fuck is this? What's going on? And it's still messages, it's still healing, it's still things being revealed, but it's in a chaotic way and it's hard to understand and process, but you get the best out of it, you get the healing and you move on, right? Well, if what a lot of people don't know is if you continue to use these things, then when you now go to these realms, this confusion type of feeling and all of this, it starts to leave you and you start to understand more where you're at, what you're experiencing, why you're experiencing what you're going through. And as you go through more, certain gifts and abilities start to be given, certain, you know, things start to be revealed, you know what I mean? And so, like I tell people, it gets greater later, but it's something that, like, that's why we're called psychonauts. It's something that has to be a lifestyle. Like, you don't just go through 1 or 2, you know, trips using 3 grams and like your secret abilities and, you know what I'm saying, gifts come on deck. Like, no, you literally have to go in and be stripped down of certain aspects of you, certain things that's not needed in those spiritual realms that they're going to take off of you. They're going to take out of you. They're going to do the work. That's why people will tell you, oh, I went in and used these mushrooms and stopped drinking. I went in and stopped smoking weed. I went in and stopped smoking cigarettes. Right, because it's preparing you something for something greater, and it needs you to let go of those heavier things for whatever reason, whether it's like you're not using them right, they're not the right things to use, they're not your medicine, whatever it be. And it's like the more obedient you are and the more you continue to go into those realms, it continues. First they clean you up, then they start to break you down. They break you out of old habits, they break you out of things that are negative and that you shouldn't be taking part in. Then they start to build you up. Then they start to give you your gifts. Then they start to give you your abilities and your blessings, right? Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like anything else. First, you got to earn the position. You got to earn the trust. You got to do the works. Then you'll start to be given positions. You'll start to be given gifts. You'll start to be given abilities. I can go in time, front and back. Like literally, I can go in time, front and back. I can go back in time and see things that happened, you know what I'm saying, as if I'm sitting in the room. I can go forward in time. Like, do I like to do it? Nah, not really. What's another one? The what's mediumship. Like when I'm on 7, 10 grams, a person can touch me and instantly I connect with them. I can experience their life, see everything in it, and things start to be revealed. What else? What other things I be doing? What other gifts and abilities I got? Prisons. Prisons? Yes. Well, I did not like that though. Like, you know what I'm saying? The ability to go to jail and to be like that, it wasn't prison, that was jail. It was just jail. Okay. I did go to jail for a little weekend and just touched a lot of individuals in there. And it's like that's kind of like because we was talking the other day about when you are a righteous person, how you can go anywhere and you are right. And that's what we were talking about was the energy of no matter where you go. And so when I went in there, I actually was able to really touch and have some deep conversations with some brothers. And one of them was telling me like he need to go through the detox because he be sipping the lean and he could tell that it's some type of drug and he need to detox and he can't because when he stop, he be sweating and he get the trip. This little dude was like 19 years old. And he was telling me about withdrawals, but he wasn't aware that this is something. He was telling me like you probably don't know this, but look, man, when you start drinking this stuff, man, and like you can't stop it. And he telling me like, and I'm very aware, like, bro, you talking about withdrawals. You high on what do they call those joints that everybody is on now and jacked off of? It's like the pandemic now, or the epidemic of the drugs now. It was crack, but now it's oh my goodness. I can't remember the name of it. Somebody help me out. What we talking about? What do they call? Opioids. Opioids. Which ones take you higher and deeper? Bufo or mushrooms? Okay. So, good question. Oh my goodness. And I'm gonna be very cautious of how I answer this. Which one takes you higher and deeper? Bufo or mushrooms? So, okay. Let me be very clear. Mushrooms are extraterrestrial. How long y'all doing the video? Y'all been going in the other room and playing stuff in there. Y'all come in here with me and then start making all the noise. Okay. Mushrooms are extraterrestrial. So, peace. What up, though, Jack all trades? So they can take you what you call deeper and further than Bufo. But let me be very clear. Bufo is from the animal kingdom, which is above the fungi kingdom. So Bufo, the trip is far more intense than anything you'll ever experience on mushrooms. So higher and deeper, mushrooms, intensity, Bufo. And also, you don't get the heart opening that Bufo supplies as well. So Bufo is one of the strongest entheogens on this planet, as well as the heart opening that comes with it. From what I understand, Bufo was deep and shrooms is a tunnel through. Bufo is intense. That's what you got to understand. Bufo is intense. And so it makes you feel like it's deeper. But for me, when we're talking deep, we're talking the ability to experience, the ability to navigate, go through. Think about deep. And when we think about like a tunnel is deep, right? The Bufo is like a roller coaster. It's high, it's not deep. Mushrooms is deep. Mushrooms will take you deep. You can go deep, you can go far, you can go all the way, right? But you're exploring and you're finding and you're navigating and you're discovering. And Bufo is like, start. Doctor Strange, remember what he experienced? That is Bufo. That is Bufo. See what I'm saying? It was definitely more intense rather than introspective. Right. You don't have the time frame to be able to navigate and explore the Bufo. It's like by the time you go, oh, what the fuck? Oh my God. It starts snatching your ass back. Whereas the mushrooms is like, what the fuck? Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh shit, what the... And then you might get caught in the loop. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And you might get stuck there for 20 years and then come out of it and then be like, what the fuck? What the... Oh shit. And then you start laughing and then laughter going to crying and the crying going to, why do I act like that? And then you go into character growth and development and then you start laughing and then you go into spiritual Like, that's mushrooms. Bufo is like intense, take you there, give you the heart opening. Get off my table with that. Give you the heart opening, give you the extreme, like everything, and then snatches your ass back. You know, so it's more intense. But the mushrooms, ain't nothing gonna allow you to go. I ain't never experienced nothing that allows you to go as deep as the mushrooms. To spend the time in there. See, me personally, I am appreciative of it, right? The DMT, I'm good. The DMT is my least favorite of all of the entheogens. I go there for 10 minutes. I see some shit, some designs, and some classrooms. There's no teachers. Who the fuck is coming back from DMT with something like, oh, I learned something, or I became a better person, or I stopped doing this, or I started or I learned about. Nah, you just go see some dope shit and come back. I was about to destroy something on Bufo. Character growth and development, right? Now, Changa, I like Changa. Where you go out in those realms and you have the ability to be in the interdimensional realm. And Changa is beautiful for magicians. Magic mushrooms will definitely get you to the realms. This is where you work on your grimoires, you work on your book of shadows, your book of mirrors, all of that. But on some straight getting out there and doing some spell work and coming back, Changa. If you are a magical practitioner and you are not aware of Changa, I invite you to have a conversation with me, and I'll leave that at that. But the mushrooms is definitely the one. And again, it's where you get that spiritual security clearance at. It's really where you get that spiritual security clearance at. And the microdosing, that is such a blessing. You know what I'm saying? To be in this realm and to still be able to tap into the consciousness and the calmness from that realm. That's the beauty for me of the microdoses. Someone told me they mixed the mushrooms with iboga. I'll say this. On microdosing, you better leave stuff alone. Oh, you girl. That little girl, boy. I got good ears though. On microdosing, I would say microdosing the iboga. To be honest, microdosing iboga, if you're gonna microdose iboga, you don't need to include the mushroom. I mean, I guess it's cool. But that, that silent observer that the iboga, when you microdose it, brings about, you can just let that rock by itself on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? But I guess mixing that with the mushrooms for microdose could be dope. So yeah, that's, if you get it like that. Changa is a super yes, but the shrooms is the path. Right. Like I said, Changa for straight spell work, getting in and placing your shit into the realms of creativity, of manifestation, get in, get out. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. But I agree, the mushrooms is where you really go in for the learning, go in for your gifts, your abilities, for bringing back. That's what made me one of the best cannabis growers in Michigan was the mushrooms. They was telling me shit. They was showing me shit. I used to tell people I'm cheating. I'm going into the interdimensional realms and getting information. I know more about the microbes, beneficials, and bacteria. Like, I walked around with them. I met them. They was running up to me, and I'm petting them and shit. Like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I got my hands out. They licking my hands. Like, the beneficial bacteria and fungi and shit in the root zone of the cannabis plant. When you watch Ant-Man and the Wasp, being shrunk down to these smaller forms. This is, again, real shit. The mushrooms is how you do it. And I was able to walk around in the root zone of my pots. That's how I learned how beneficial those bacteria and fungi and why the salt-based nutrients that most growers use are harmful and it kills all of them. When you go in there after you use that, it looks like a desert in there. So yeah, you're force feeding the plant. It's like steroids, but the actual ecosystem in the soil is dead. And it was like, oh, hell no. So this is where my worming farms and creating this environment and this ecosystem, because I was literally shrunk down to the point where I can meet them and have them running up to me like they was like little goats and fucking like it was the craziest shit. But they was beneficials, fungi, bacteria, all type of shit. It was the most craziest shit. I did that with the mushrooms. How you think I created the THC infused wine? I did that with the mushrooms. Like the work that I do and going into these altered states of consciousness, I told y'all, this is how, all right, when you are children, you have what we refer to as imagination. This is the magical realms. This is where you can go and manifest anything you want and have it be your reality. And when we go through puberty and we are taught to disregard imagination, we lose all of our creative ability. So when we start to use these mind-altering substances, we are able to tap back into those imagination realms, as we called it. These are really the realms of manifestation. This is where you go and you implement your thoughts, your desires, and if they are integral, if they're pure, then you can bring them about. Yes, it is almost snack time, so give me a minute, I'll get y'all a snack together. All right? And so, utilizing this is what Peter Pan was talking about. Like trying to make sure you stay young so you can stay in that realm where you can fly all these gifts and abilities, right? We get to losing them, right? They're really in us, like on some real life ish. And we're supposed to go through rites of passages and initiations that teach us how to use them instead of does it relate to Neogong? I have to be honest. I am new to Neogong. I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar. So please educate me. So when we start to use these mushrooms, not only are we able to tap back into these realms, but we're able to navigate them. And that's why it's important to gain a relationship with these realms so that you can go by the time you go in on 7 grams 7 times, now going on 7 grams ain't nothing. It's like going to your old hood that you grew up in. Now you going and you manifesting. Now you putting things out there. Now you causing things to happen. Now you're bringing things back. Now you learning about the different dimensions and what you can use in the terrestrial realms. Neogong is a Chinese martial art and internal practice that involves conditioning the body, cultivating the mind, and enhancing consciousness. The term translate to internal skill and is considered. Then in that case, yes, most definitely. You always connecting it with the martial arts. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carlos Thompson. But yo, so just doing these works, y'all have no idea of how. Share this video. Also, y'all. I feel like this is one that can be, you know what I'm saying, shared. Y'all have no idea of. It's just like working out. You go to the gym. If you go to the gym every day and you know the importance of that, you do yoga every day, you do your breath work every day. Well, what is your spiritual hygiene about? How often do you go into the interdimensional realms? Because this is where you set up for the terrestrial dimension while you're here on this planet accomplishing your mission. Also, let me be very clear. The more that you go to the realms, the more that you will be very clear of what your mission is. I did not pick this path. It was me going in. For those of y'all who remember my story, I went in on 7 grams because somebody told me I should, and I respected their word, and I did just to see what it was about, and accidentally cured my PTSD from the military. 7 grams overnight, PTSD over with, all the violence. I was a problem solver up to that point. Like, I was no good at that no more. Not hurting people. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to kill. I don't want to stab. I don't want to shoot. Like, no. I stopped doing all of that type of shit. It totally changed me 100%, right? And so I was kind of like fucked up. Like, what the fuck was that I just took? Because now I'm like intrigued because it had such a drastic change on me. This is something that I got to get to my soldiers in the military or the partners I got. We got people blowing their heads off because they feeling like, nah, dog, just chew 7 of these. Call me in the morning. What the fuck you mean, right? So I started taking them over and over and over again. Almost done. Yes, I'm almost done. I started taking them over and over again. So I gained a spiritual security clearance on accident. And in doing that, it started to strip me of different things, within my spirit, strip me with different things in my thought process. And it started to replace them with a mission. It started replacing them with a job. It started replacing it with what I'm supposed to be studying, what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to be teaching. And I just started doing it. And that's how I ended up where I'm at today. And that's truth be told. I never was like, oh, I'm going to be a shaman one day. I didn't even know what the fuck a shaman was. Let me be clear. Okay, I was tying motherfuckers up in the basement like, yo, where's the bag at, son? You want to get out of here? Where's the bag, son? Real shit. That's who I used to be. And that's why now on healing, I be telling people, I'm not sure. Namaste, light and love. Okay, so what we're going to do to address this is first, we're going to start off with some breath work. Breath work, man, you got cancer. You can breathe all motherfucking day. Listen, no, what we're going to do is we're going to put this snake venom here, right? It's going to get it from this aspect. But then I want you to do the scorpion venom because it's going to do from that aspect. After 30 to 60 days of that, we're going to flush your system with this right here, this Campbell, right? But while you doing all this, we're going to come out the animal kingdom. Let's go into the mineral kingdom, get you some magnesium, make sure your iron is right, make sure because all of these need to be right for the chemical reaction that we're going to set up to take place to happen. Then we're going to make sure that you got these healing. Let's go to a different kingdom, plant kingdom. Now, these are going to, the Rick Simpson oil, plant kingdom. These are going to navigate this, is going to comfort this, then we're going to shoot up to the what? Kingdom of man. Make sure your motherfucking placebo is on point. You know we about to heal this shit, right? You know we about to take care of this. Listen, you have a soldier on your side looking you in your face saying, I got all the contacts we need. We going to bombard from the air. We going to bombard from the water, from the land and sea, internal, external. We got all the people in place. These motherfuckers, I am a harm reduction specialist. This disease is causing you harm. I'm here to reduce it up to the point of elimination. Let's get started. First thing, who's the enemy? What's going on in your body? What's going on in your mind? What's going on in your heart? What's going on in your soul? Let's do the intake. Let's do the intake. What's going on with you? Who are you? What's your zodiac? What is your human design? How are you designed as a person? Because that might tell a lot about what we're dealing with. All right, now moving. See what I'm saying? So I'm approaching all of this more militant-minded than I am spiritually. When I come to healing the body, listen, we'll deal with the spirit later. Right now, we're going to focus on that body. Yes, layer in the healing spaces to optimize thyself. Indeed, we heal through the kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of man, the kingdom of animal, the kingdom of fungi, kingdom of plant, and the mineral kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We're coming from all of them aspects, regardless of what we hitting on. Bah, 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 bah. Bah, 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 bah. You feel me? But my baby said it's time for a snack, and I need to get it popping because she been real patient. Tell them to tell somebody that they love them in a language they understand it in. Can you tell them that? Right. Say, tell somebody you love them in a language that they can understand it in. I love you. Indeed. Thank you, baby. Peace.